Here's an interesting headline for the year 2018. Kansas Republican lawmaker says black people can't handle marijuana because of their genetics. God damn. That shit is racist. So let me read you here. This is State Representative Steve Alford, and he said this. What you really need to do is go back in the 30s when they outlawed all types of drugs in Kansas and across the United States. What was the reason why they did that? One of the reasons why, I have to say it, was that the African Americans, they were basically users, and they basically responded the worst off to those drugs just because of their character makeup, their genetics, and that. So, I'm not just saying that that's racist. That's actually a Jim Crow era myth from a marijuana prohibitionist named Harry Anslinger. Anslinger. And this guy was also quoted as saying, reefer, quote, reefer makes darkies think they're as good as white men. And he also argued that it leads to violent crime. Smoking marijuana leads to violent crime. This reminds me of the story, the Nixon administration official who finally admitted it. He came out recently and said, yeah, we did the war on drugs, and the whole point of the war on drugs was to crack down on what they called hippie whites. So hippie whites who were not ever going to vote for them, and they weren't their constituents, and people of color. So we wanted to crack down on black people, brown people, and hippie, poor white people. That was the point. We knew that they were not our base. We knew that they weren't on our side. So you find a way to criminalize them. How do you criminalize them? Well, these guys sure do like taking drugs. So, okay, let's crack down on them. Oh, goodness. So they admitted the whole point was not, it was social control was the point. It wasn't like a genuine concern for bad things. I mean, think about it. If your concern was really, oh my goodness, we can't have people being intoxicated, that's fucked up. Well, whiskey gets people intoxicated. They didn't try to reban whiskey. Why wouldn't they try to reban whiskey if they were cracking down on intoxicants? Because the people who would drink whiskey, the people who drink the hard liquor, more likely to be Nixon's fucking constituents, older white people. So there's no rational explanation for it where you would walk away going, oh, that war on drugs makes sense. No. It was specifically used for the purpose of cracking down on poor white people and people of color. That's the whole point. They admitted that. And now you get some of the reasoning behind it. We used to have literally, opium was legal in the United States. Opium. You know what happened? Chinese immigrants came over. They would smoke opium in opium dens. The older white men were scared that their daughters were going to hang out in the opium dens with the Chinese men and have sex with them. So they banned opium. This is the way that this stuff unfolds. When you put things in context, you go, oh shit, like there were nefarious beginnings to this. And it's been nefarious all along. I mean, that's why they say this is the new Jim Crow. You went from slavery to Jim Crow, and then, okay, how are we going to do population control? Can't have these uppity N-words, running around and having control of the system. Poor white people and people of color, we can't let them steer the ship of the United States of America. So criminalize marijuana. Yeah, there you go. Criminalize drug use and then use it disproportionately against them. Are they going to Wall Street and getting the dudes who are doing coke on Wall Street and dragging them out in handcuffs and locking them up and saying, hey, war on drugs, man? No. It's either poor white people or people of color. This is class warfare. That's what this is. This is social control. And then now, in the year 2018, you have a Kansas Republican arguing, oh, it's the darkies can't handle it because of their genes. There's so much work to do, man. We have so much work to do. I mean, thankfully, the polls are with us. 60% of Americans want to legalize marijuana. You go down the list, and on virtually every issue, the American people are with the populist left. But we're not in control. Idiots like this are still elected officials. Can you imagine? I mean, somebody who thinks this is an elected official, who thinks, yeah, the black people's genes are just inferior. They can't handle that shit. That's an elected official. And then we haven't even touched Jeff Sessions in this segment, but it's bad, and we got a lot of work to do.